Why not take us dead?
Well, I feel like that would be counterproductive.
Why not take us llama?
Llama. Greetings and salutations, everybody. It is we.
Love to stab people, Carl.
Carl, that
kills
kills people. Jinx.
Now that we've all dated ourselves,
I don't get it.
Fucking lame.
I know.
I don't know whether to call you lame or congratulate you for avoiding.
You know, that's a very good point.
yeah.
Somewhere in the middle between things. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Oh.
I'm sending it to the Discord.
Yeah, do it. Also, do
Yeah,
Charlie Mountain or
I
do,
need a
Candy Mountain.
visual.
Yeah, give him the thing. He'll regret it, but it'll be worth it.
I'll either know
Candy Mountain, Charlie. Dang it! They took my freaking candy.
Don't ruin it for him. Anyway,
Too late. I'm kidding.
we're here. We're playing some D&D. I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, it doesn't ring a bell.
Am I the only one?
Okay. Yeah, I think you're the only one who wants to play D&D.
Oh, jeez. Fuck me then, I guess.
Wow.
I guess I'll just go over here and be by myself.
You don't have to be alone. I'll join you.
Okay, thank you.
What was
No.
the other one you're wanting again?
Candy Mountain.
Candy Mountain.
Okay.
The complete series. Oh god, how long is this?
Not that long. This is still whenever they were first figuring out animation on YouTube, kind of.
This is something for another time when I'm not trying to D&D stuff.
Yeah.
That is completely fair and understandable. Anybody feel like doing the recap? Somebody please say yes.
Hi, I'm somebody.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
Damn, you can have it. I do have plenty. You can have it.
Sure. We started outside of a noisy location. Didn't know what was going on. We knew it was supposed to be a town. Stayed the night outside. Entered in the morning. Oh. First off, there was a lot of noise the night before. But other than we
Teehee.
didn't know what it was. So we're all on edge. Pretty much whoever's on watch is on edge, waiting for.
I was edging them.
Big. Touching me, touching you. Waiting for something to happen. Nothing happened. So come morning, we entered what seemed to be a giant orgy of violence.
I love that description.
Thanks, I hate it.
Ew, violence. Heard you like violence.
Other than one person, a tall, what was she, Goliath, correct? Goliath
Yes.
woman? Yeah, other than a tall Goliath woman in the center, everyone around her, I don't think we ever got a number of people, and I don't think we ever bothered to actually count.
There was a lot.
But, yeah. An undisclosed large number of people were all basically fist fighting. And I'm trying to remember exactly how many. I know Yet definitely jumped in. Did pretty decently against the scrubs, and then tried to go to the big lady and got knocked flat on his ass. Then I'm trying like I said, I'm trying to remember how many of our number was actually fighting.
I think
I'm pretty sure Valinar was.
Yeah,
I think
Valinar
everybody
and
was.
Asta.
I think it was.
I think everybody was, if I'm not mistaken.
Not Denock.
No, because I remember being surprised that you were.
No, Denock was not in the fight. Denock abstained from the fighting.
Yeah, he went in long enough to rescue Yet, and then got out.
Yeah, that's all Denock did. He abstained from fighting. He avoided he walked to Yet, making sure to be as non-threatening as possible, to basically be like non-combatant here, non-fighting here, just getting the guy on his ass.
Hmm. Meh. I'm not gonna lose any sleep
Snake!
over it.
It's a snake! Snake! Sorry, just saw the badger.
What?
Look in the back room.
Observe the cursed images of our adolescence. I missed that. That's so funny.
Yeah. The badger video.
Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen that one, actually. Weird.
Holy. Anyway.
Get educated.
I will later.
So after learning that this is a training exercise, led by the large Goliath woman, who basically seems to be the leader of this town, as far as we can tell. Learned that they have an event next, and that we would, if we wanted to participate, if we wanted information, we could use the, what'd she call it? The spares?
Yeah.
And what was the event?
The
She called it?
dregs.
Yeah, the dregs. So not knowing anything about what's going on, we're like, okay, sure. And then she's like, if you can come in top 5, I'll tell you what you want to know. And then unveiled scrap heap that think they can run. And because they think they can run, they can actually run. Yes, orc logic. So we had a Mad Max style race. Mostly motorcycles. There were some four-wheelers. So
Legally
we
distinct
did-
four-wheelers.
Yeah. Four-wheel drive approximation of vehicles.
Yeah.
So yeah, we raced. There were various roles of how well we handled. And if I remember right, D got pretty bad rolls the entire race, pretty much.
Not
They did-
all the way through, but
I think they started off really strong and then just low rolls the rest of the time.
Yeah, there was even a jump.
Yeah.
And the reason I remember is because Denock did really well on that jump. And throughout the race, we were pretty much front middle of pack, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys kept up with the leader pretty much those of you who were in the front, sorry, kept up with the leader pretty well the entire time.
And then Denoch and Asta came in for second and third, respectively, with the leader coming in first, with the giant woman coming in first.
Correct.
So she's like, didn't expect that. Okay, information's yours. What do you want to know?
Mm-hmm.
So we did a bit of jabbering about Katya's father and the Swifts and that. And she eventually agreed to help us kidnap. I always have a issue remembering his name. Malachi, right? Is that it?
Malachi. Yep.
Yeah, Malachi.
Think about the green stuff from Elder Scrolls.
Malachi. Yeah, okay.
Mhm,
That does help. Because my brain keeps on wanting to bring in Elden Ring and Malekith.
No, not the same.
I know. That's why I'm like, okay, what is his name? How can I remember it better?
Now you know.
Anyways. And then, as the end stone of last week, Denoch drops Harmony Crystals
Ah, right. Yes.
as a cliffhanger. Because I just felt that was the best place to just end the night.
And I, as a player, am trying to remember the significance of why you asked that to her.
Because, starting to ask anyone, we might get a lead on where the Harmony Crystals of the island are. You never know who has that random tidbit of information.
True.
Because also, that leads into why we're here in the first place.
Mhm.
Why we're looking for Katya.
True.
Maybe she got shoved in the crystal, like Princess Zelda or something.
I'm hearing the scribbling in notebook from Rip's end. Write that down. Write that down.
One of the sages we don't know how to look for.
Now that you mention it, you must travel the broad land to find the 7 sages. 7? Did I say 7? I meant 6.
I would be using 7.
It's a nice uneven number.
There's a reason for it.
So it's a magical number.
I mean, in a lot of
So
cultures, 7 represents the number of power. So there is that.
Well, and then here I am sitting at 69% zoom while looking at the island. I didn't choose that number. My browser did.
Uh-huh. Likely story.
So your browser knows you.
I only hold down control and use the scroll. So it snapped that value for me.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Yeah, anyway, no, you now what? You guys you asked her if she had any knowledge of, right? Was that what it was? Any knowledge? Yeah, you asked her if she knows of the Harmony crystals. Where's my dice? There they are.
Chocolate.
Well, that's a strong fucking start. She has no idea. That was a 2 on die.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She kind of
Funny
just
if you rolled a nat 20. I know all about them.
she just kind of no, and she'll look to Oliver, I believe his name was.
Who is not her husband, but her significant other.
Her lover. Specifically.
He rolled an 11, which is better than a 2, but would still not be enough in their society. So he kind of just shakes his head. And she kind of just, sorry, we don't know. We don't know about that. Whatever that may be.
Not a big deal. It was a long shot, but
Again, I had apologized, but there's nothing that I can totally do about it now.
mayhaps. Mayhaps old rumors of old cave tunnels or ruins. But that's for another time, I suppose.
You're asking like if she knows any like sorry, like old cave system or anything like that?
Yeah, basically just trying to get. Because if I remember right, on the first island we were on, cave tunnels actually led to the Harmony Crystal of that island, correct?
Mm-hmm.
On that island it did, yes.
So basically, my thought
we had
process
to go pretty
is
deep on. We had to go deep on Hofkeen, and we were kind of led there, but it was a long walk. And then I think it was Isserus was the other one where we found the Harmony crystals, where the there's like some arch wizard that was there, and I believe we descended far to the bottom of a tower or something.
that sounds familiar.
And it makes sense because where are you going to find the propulsion system that keeps the island afloat? Probably close to the bottom.
yeah, that's kind of my reasoning here.
Yeah. So as her response to asking about like a cave system would be hold on, let me check my map. Oh, that's not supposed to move.
Uh-oh. I want to say something like that would probably be found right about the middle of the island. Makes sense to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're kind of near the middle of the island, so.
I know that there is a cavern system in the Novos Mountains down by Gibfell, but that's going to be probably the best location, the closest location that we are aware of. You might be able to find Sandhole by Sandworm that might connect to tunnel underground underneath desert, but otherwise
Surviving that would be the issue there, right?
or you can try to dig up desert.
Yeah, I don't think that one's going to work out for us. We don't have that time.
Apologies.
No, it was a long shot. It's quite all right. Above game, does anyone else have anything? Because
I think we should strategize about how we're going to get a hold of Malachi. I mean, we certainly aren't going to just walk into his shop in broad daylight and be like, "Hey, you're coming with us, yoink."
Order or not? Okay.
I mean, that's how the previous party, a previous party I was in, did it with one of the party members.
Hmm.
Guys,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember right, it was at gunpoint too.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say at gunpoint. It was like, "You're coming with me," and he was like, "What if I don't want to?" And then she was like, "I said you're coming with me," and he was like, "Yep, I'm coming with you."
Oh, Kingsley.
Alternatively,
I miss playing DACA.
You're always
I think
welcome
it'd
to
be a
bring
bit
him back.
risky, but what if we had someone kind of post near the store and watch to see where Malachi goes after he closes down? See if we can't tail him to his actual home.
That could work.
My spell, the creatures have to be willing. I was thinking about forcibly teleporting him.
Yeah. Well, he becomes very forcibly willing when you find where he's at and you surround him in his bed.
No need to go that far. Tim will be able to follow him without any notice.
Suppose you're not wrong.
But for some reason, he has those undead wards around his house.
Given
Uh,
that they weren't at the
Let's see. How I mean, we don't know about much, but is that city prone to being assaulted by undead ghosts where they would have wards to protect against such a very specific problem?
also there was nothing in the workshop itself, given how doggedly we were pursued for one garment. Shifty eye, shifty eye, shifty eye.
No regrets. Not a single one.
Many regrets.
Made on behalf of you. Oh, excuse me.
Let's see. Yeah, she doesn't seem too worried about it. Slight ping of guilt, maybe.
Sometimes I feel terrible, but then I quickly get over it.
You know how I make myself feel? You know how I feel better about not getting my way? Doing it again.
Oh my god.
Never have I ever said that about not getting my way.
Excuse me. So, what is it? So, do we have an idea for a plan, or are we still contemplating?
We have a way to follow unseen. If you would assist in the extraction of the package, that would be most appreciated.
Okay.
Our way in the door. And at that, Tim will appear.
She'll look at him,
He'll look at her.
and you'll see this, like, this moment of... This moment where she is very clearly sizing him up. And then she kind of does that, like, meh look. And then will turn her attention back to you. And how does
Essentially,
he...
When Tim is immaterial, he is untraceable so far. He followed this one, and Enoch will point to D, into the Swifts' very own factory, hovered over their most secret and well-guarded location, and was utterly undetected.
As you say that for a moment, that moment of when... fuck. I fucked it up. I'm sorry. I know what I wanted to say, and I forgot to did the name.
Was that when he stuck his
Big
head
Lady
through the
or
wall?
Oliver?
Nope, neither.
Was that moment when he stuck his face through the wall and
Calvin.
we all thought that Kelvin had seen him?
Yeah, when you say that and your mind flashes back to when Tim is looking through the wall and Calvin is like staring at him like nearly directly in the eyes, and then he adjusts the picture frame. I think that's what it was. And
Yeah, that's exactly it.
and then moves on, and you're just like in your mind's eye, you're like, I think. And then yeah, she kind of looks you up and down, and it's kind of like, if he's able to, I mean, how does he get you into building? Obviously, he has skill to scout.
Getting into building is my specialty.
And I translate for.
Yes.
Okay.
By the two of them working together, Tim being invisible and intangible, going through walls, scouting ahead, coming back, relaying such information to D, they make a formidable team of infiltration.
Fair enough. So they will scout, and then what?
They will hold on, wording. Words are loading.
Please hold. Loading. Loading. Loading.
Error.
Error. Loading.
What's the little loading circle called? It's got like a real. It's got a real funny name.
Does?
I didn't know it had a name.
It's called a throbber.
Yep, that's it.
Why?
A
That is a
throb.
terrible name.
A throbber?
Yup.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Some
Don't
people
play
also
with-
call it a spinner, a loading indicator, busy cursor, or buffering wheel. But apparently, throbber is the technical term.
Yup. The
Uh-huh.
throbber is spinning.
Don't ignore my throbber.
There you
I
go.
got,
proof.
I got,
Imagine
I
you're
got
talking
somebody.
to the IT. Imagine you're talking to your company's IT guy, and you're like, "All that's happening right now is I just have this giant throbber across my screen."
Don't think they didn't name it that for just shits and giggles.
Sure they did.
It's 100% what they called it, just for that.
Just like the little USB port, little USB thing you use for your mouse and keyboard is called
A dongle. That one I knew.
And the first time I heard that, I was like, "Excuse me, a what?"
Or when your nuts and bolts have male and female ends.
So do plugs.
Yep.
Anyway,
If you
Sorry,
can't
not
tell-
sorry.
I didn't say we were sorry. I said anyway.
Remember how I said I deal with my feelings of guilt by doing it again?
Do you feel any remorse? No.
No.
And I'd fucking do it again.
To have remorse would suggest that there was remorse to begin with.
What? Hey, Katie. Crazy has one.
Crazy has one?
I
Who's
was
crazy?
gonna ask if any of you know what the dot of an eye is called.
The pupil?
I used to know that.
It's called the tittle.
Why am I not fucking surprised?
The dot of an eye? No, I need
Dot
to
your
Google it.
eye and cross your T's kind of thing.
Oh, that kind
That
of
eye.
Yeah, sorry. The eye in writing, not your eyeball.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's called a pupil. I suppose you need a pupil to gaze upon the tittles, though.
Tell me this. Alright, okay, now that we
So,
have that out of our system.
Moving on from the 12-year-old conversation.
I got one more.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Now, this is something I've had to learn about thanks to some of my classes with IT. But to start out any kind of like doing a bash file, to tell the computer that this is a bash file, it's an executable code block. You use something called a shebang, which is exclamation points with a pound sign.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I love IT.
You know, you being an IT person, kind of all of a sudden everything's clicking.
What do you mean?
IT
To what are
furry.
you referring? Oh, yes. Oh, I said, to what are you referring?
Boo.
Boo!
Anywho.
Okay.
Okay, we can get back on track now.
Until we get derailed in about 10 minutes by something else.
You think it'll take that long?
Told you
Already derailed!
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
We'll make it a minute.
30 seconds. Go.
Fuck. Anyway. Ugh. Okay, we apologize. We have done nothing tonight, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's
I've got a couple paragraphs.
it helps it helps deal with real life. So
It does. It really does. Yeah,
It's been a
life
long
fucking
week. I
sucks
swear,
sometimes.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, life sucks sometimes. And then we die,
Just
so you know.
and nothing we did ever matters.
Well, that's kind of what we try to do with our lives is something that matters.
You either fade out or you become someone.
What?
Hmm?
Anyway,
Anyway,
Okay.
that was morbid.
I don't even remember what the conversation was so far.
Yeah, I've forgotten to. So,
I think we were talking about kidnap. Kidnap.
Yeah.
oh
kidnapping and getting in and out
yeah.
of places unseen.
Right,
It
we're talking about
sounded
committing
like-
crimes.
It sounded
Oh
like
right,
we're gonna have our
crimes.
scout. We're gonna have our
The secret
scout
answer is
group
crime.
of D and
Tim.
Tim stalking Malachi back to his wherever he calls home, and then breaking and entering and
Extracting.
stealthily, of course, and having Fee there to extract. I am envisioning some kind of a mission. That's just me.
Yeah, and the idea is for the rest of our group to be the heavy muscle, and for did we ever get the giantess's name?
Yeah, Fee.
Fee.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no
Right.
Yeah.
that's her sisters. Don't confuse them.
Well, I believe we asked that silly question, and she said, "I'm the only one that's left."
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like that tracks.
Especially if they were all born in Australia. Yeah, she's the last one.
Anyways, Fee's operatives are the ones who will move the package from Oxenford, or at least from the manor, to
Wherever we're setting up.
yeah. And I'm doing this above game because
Hold on, say
I
that one
just-
more time. They're gonna move. They're gonna move what?
we're gonna move the package Malachi, to whatever location we have for our. I don't want to call it interrogation because that has negative connotations that I really don't want to have to deal with when we meet up with Katya.
Uh huh.
Well, if
But
it's the only way to get the information, I'm sure she'll forgive.
Uh huh.
Although, be prepared to have to answer. You did what with my father?
You did what with his what?
We're not. It's not as dirty as it sounds. We promise.
You did what was this throbber?
Surprise, surprise! We did not make it. We did not make it 10 minutes.
I get it's been a while since he's been with his wife, but still.
Oh, this is a major stress outlet.
Thank you for that.
This is why we love D&D night, guys. Like you guys may look at us and be like, "What a bunch of fucking idiots," and honestly, we are. But we love every minute of this, and you guys.
It's great therapy too.
Yeah,
I swear,
you
if I
guys.
didn't have D&D nights, I would have killed somebody by now probably.
I plead the fifth.
D&D night is great, but it hasn't stopped me from killing anybody yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Maybe not say that on the internet.
What? It's not like they know that he lives at 145. We're having a moment. Anywho,
we just need to get it out of our system so we can get back to the actual serious.
excuse me.
Semi-serious.
Okay, so I
Semi-serious?
I do have it jotted down that our plans once we have our hands on Malachi was to pretty much put him in a private sanctum, and Valinor do something that can counter or dispel magic, and see if his mind is being magically manipulated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
I totally
should
remember
we?
that.
That's really smart. Why
and
did I
should
think
that
of
not work?
My intuition is when we spoke to him initially, D was the only one that picked up on the very, very subtle. He gave some kind of a look like there was more that he could tell, but he could not say anything because he was too close to Kelvin. Kelvin gives off creepy vibes, and we don't know the full story there. But I have a feeling he might be more willing to open up and speak once we have him in a private location if he's not being
all of which are possible?
The only way to
But-
find out is to get to kidnapping.
I was just gonna say, but the first things first is you guys have to do a crime.
It's not the first one that D has committed since we've started with her.
I have a feeling it won't be the last either.
Nope.
So, what's the plan? What do you guys do? How do you prepare?
We don't.
Damn straight.
I'm well
We go
aware
back-
of how that works for
We
y'all.
go back to Oxford as soon as possible. Wait till sundown, and pretty much just
Um,
hang out.
I was gonna say, I figured we should probably case the place.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
we act like door-to-door salesmen.
Problem with that one is they already know our faces, so
Exactly.
Does
Knock on the door.
nobody have like an alter self spell?
Oh,
Not anymore. Knock on the door. Hello, I'm here to talk to you about our Lord and Savior.
Here, I'm here to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
I should still have that act like guys.
the question
uh-huh.
the question there is that religion even on this island?
Probably not. Probably doesn't take the same form either. And to be honest, it didn't really change my character's appearance much, just the clothing.
The religion of your car's extended warranty.
I mean, the religion is absolutely possible to still be on the island or be on this island. I apologize, phrasing.
Okay, just have somebody post up on a rooftop and keep an eye out.
Can.
Yeah, there you go. we could hang out somewhere nearby, just not really do anything. We don't have to go to the location until close to sundown. Is what I'm trying to suggest here is, we go there when we know it's getting close to closing time for the local businesses. They did have that alarm or something that went off, the bells.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty pretty much we hang out of sight, and Tim will alert us when he's on the move, and that's when D will join Tim in stalking him until we reach wherever his home location is. Party just has to stay out of sight that long. Fall at a distance. How you're going to track us, that's the part I don't know.
Okay.
Or whoever she has to do so. Because my thinking is she's not going to be the one to physically be there because
Now, I don't know how long it's going to take him to get to his home, but I pretty much had the ability to use invisibility on myself 3 times. So I got 3 hours worth of invisibility to stalk the guy.
Okay. I mean, that's a great start.
Oh, if a couple other people want to come along, because I have a free cast of it at 2nd level, but using my spell slots, it's actually a 4th level version. I can turn 2 other creatures invisible too.
That looked to the party.
Maybe Denock. And as much as D wants to bring Valinar along, he
I
doesn't look
believe Asta would be a better
right.
choice
he
there.
Valinar is not exactly the stealthiest individual.
You go around our moves and arm, you hear clang, clang.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even make that noise.
Addresses the elephant in the room. Yeah, not a chance, big guy.
Even with
Excuse me.
So with a group of D, Tim, Denock, and Asta, between invisibility and pass without a trace, I think we could reliably follow him back to his house without being spotted.
I would agree.
I mean, if it takes him longer than 3 hours, if it takes him longer than 3 hours to get home, something's up.
No. I mean, if you guys are waiting until the end of the day when he leaves for the shop, or leaves the shop, sorry, he will basically, absolutely go home. He is, there's zero reason for him to stick around. He actually will head home, where he lives, and will. Sorry, burp. And that is how he will. And that's what he will, like, that's what you guys would discover. Like, he heads home and yeah, and like, yeah, there's nothing to like really be that you feel like he's hiding. He heads straight home to his house. Do you guys have a plan for how you want to encounter him from there?
99% of what we're doing is on the fly, so give us a second to think.
I think
Don't hurt yourself.
Do you think?
that we should throw something at him.
You know.
Like you?
Wouldn't it make more sense
What
to
are
go
you, a
inside
woman?
the house?
What are you, a teenager outside of your crush's room? Like,
Would it be
Yes,
smarter
we take
to?
a small pebble and throw it at the window
No. We
on
want to
the
get in
second
without him
floor.
knowing it. What we
Also,
do
we need
is
to have a giant boom box on our shoulder.
the smarter idea would be to let someone such as Tim or myself go in, get into the house, unlock the front door, and let everybody else in. If you're going to throw anything, you should throw him out the window.
Question: does he live with anyone?
no.
Shrugs.
Well, you would assume that he lives with Calvin, but when he arrives home, the house is empty.
Okay.
Yeah, Kelvin definitely stays after dark to do other things, as evidenced by our previous intrusion.
True.
Other things. I don't think they heard you.
Other things with his throbber.
Oh, jeez. Yes, in his office by himself.
Rom, if you would, please.
It's rare that Asa gets this.
She just needed a hand for her throbber.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, you get 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Is it even big enough for that?
I swear to God.
Okay.
You children.
You say it like you don't join us in this.
Never.
What? Never have I ever.
If the assumption is that he's going to head straight home, then with any luck, I'll only have to expend one of my uses of invisibility to get us safely to his location without his detection, and use the rest for breaking and entering type stuff and uh, investigating to make sure that the place isn't, swarming with protection, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah. You enter the house and give it a quick once over.
Oh, we're there.
I was making a joke, but
Oh.
do we want to be? I was just gonna say you enter the home and you give it a quick once over and you realize it's completely covered in latex.
Protection, you're funny.
I'm fucking hilarious.
I was waiting for us to say yes, protection for his throbber.
So, but yes.
But we have a loose plan. I'm not sure how we're going to get Fee or whatever people she brings along for this process there.
Okay.
That's the part. That's another part that we had to figure out. Like they just
I mean,
us outside the city.
I thought they were like essentially the getaway
Yeah.
drivers. What I thought they were.
Oh yeah, they can absolutely do that.
That's kind of what I'm implying all along.
Okay. So they'll pretty much be waiting for us outside the city. We just got to make it that far. So this is gonna be less of a we're gonna drag you out of here by your hair and you're just gonna live with it. More like, come on, let's go for a walk.
Sure. Excuse me.
what she said.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I'm always worried about it when it comes to anything you say.
There you go. There's a fresh one.
Anything you say.
Yes, pretty much. So what you guys are trying to come up with a plan. I mean, right now he is in his house alone.
All by myself.
So right now, at this very moment, he's in his house by himself. But we are also in Australia.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused by.
Oh,
It
I was just
sounds like
fast
you're saying-
traveling it. No,
Okay.
I mean, sorry. I guess I misinterpreted what you guys were intending. I thought you guys were saying like we want to go do this and this is the plan. And I
Well, yeah, we're going.
Well,
We're, going with the
we're
plan, but we can't do anything with it right this second because we're not even in the same city, and it's like it's
Gotcha.
already nighttime.
I misunderstood. Well, you got some free information from the GM. So,
Cool. So we know he's gonna be by himself already. We just got to get there now.
unless I decide to change my mind, I'm kidding.
Surprise.
It's way too much fucking
Surprise,
effort,
he's not
dude.
by himself at all. He has guard staff.
He has guards now. Good luck. So, no, I mean he currently is you guys don't know what he's currently doing, but meh.
We're going off of assumptions here at this point. Until we actually follow through on our plan and get visual to know for a fact, we had to go on the assumption that there is a possibility of danger.
True.
Yeah. But obviously our goal is to get back to the main city, preferably by tomorrow night, if we can hitch a ride.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that being the case, you guys have a plan. What, or a loose plan, let me rephrase. What is it that you guys want to accomplish or learn or do in order to act on said plan?
Well, we need to.
Figure out where he lives.
Yeah, that.
Which is the point of following him from his store.
Which you would be able to do pretty easily, given your resources and willing to spend some time doing stuff.
Can we get someone to case like the locks? Like on the windows and doors?
We got to know where he lives first.
And get yeah. Well, what we need is like a
Get somebody to
schedule
bribe
when he
guards.
comes back.
We also need to make sure he doesn't that he's actually like unconscious when we go to take him out, or otherwise can't make a sound. Otherwise, he will probably start screaming.
Well, that's why I said, if we got to transport him to the city, we should be able to intimidate him well enough that he comes willingly, rather than having to pretty much tie him up and throw him over our shoulder. Don't want to arouse too much suspicion, since we would have to transport him out of the city to get him to our destination.
Oh, there it
um, the other thing that I wanted to know is if you're wanting them to, or I guess the way that I want what I want to ask is, what do you intend to do? Or sorry, let me rephrase. Where do you intend to go after you have Malachi?
So 2 options. 1, we get a location in the city, probably a warehouse somewhere far away, quiet, bribe guards, something like that. 2, bring him to Estrella.
I vote take him to Estrella.
On the one hand, the first option, we don't have to deal with logistics of carrying him over a desert where
That is true.
especially where should well basically we put him in sorry, brains running faster than mouth.
Yeah, me too.
So on the one hand, the warehouse location, we can have instead of Deanoch being there with the infiltration team, Deanoch can have private sanctum set up in the warehouse.
Oh. Okay.
So that when we get there, it's already set up and just
So, do we want to spend time follow finding his route home first and find out where he lives and then get said warehouse, or just assume that he must live somewhere close to where he works?
I'm not planning to do this all in one day because my thinking is this is a week's worth of prep.
Okay.
You know?
So then it would make sense for at least the first night to find out exactly where he lives and then uh go about acquiring said warehouse.
I mean, we can do both easily. Do both of
Yeah.
those easily. On the one hand, should we leave it to Fee and Oliver, or at least the warehouse? They can go in. Let me rephrase that. Should we leave it to Oliver? Because again, this is the most average man to ever average.
The most
If I
average
remember,
guy to just show up and be like, "Yeah, I'm completely unassuming. I'd like a warehouse."
I mean, doesn't have to be that basic or
He's pretty.
simple.
He's pretty much just always disguised like a rock.
He goes in, he's got a fake company or something like that. Gets a warehouse because they're starting up in a different city and they're wanting to export here to, or quote here unquote, as if he was talking to the actual person, in Oxenford. Get a warehouse for stock.
I'm jotting this down.
And yeah, they're solid idea.
What I'm doing is I'm throwing out a lot of things, and I'm waiting for people to say no. Here's a better idea.
Yeah, you're
Oh, hello,
doing the
Stubbs.
you're doing the old
Want to join us for our Throbber talks?
No, I'm good. Y'all have fun.
you're doing the ye old fashioned throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
And so far, I'm talking to the wall itself. It feels like no one's got any better ideas.
Well, it's not a
you can
terrible
always
idea at this
you
point.
can always just move forward with that.
Or we
If
could
things
just
start to
go-
go, if or when things go wrong, we improv.
Yeah. Or we're gonna do
Feels
all
like we
this
always improv.
hardcore preparation and getting a warehouse, and we have a good solid plan, and then everything's gonna fall to shit the moment we go to kidnap him, right?
Yeah.
When we could just show up in the town and just grab him and go and have just as much trouble.
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Rona, here's a question for the notes.
Okay.
Have I asked the orb where Katya is yet?
I don't believe you have. Let me take a look here. Boon. Let's see, our most recent one.
Boon of knowledge.
Okay, the most recent use of it.
Was, if I remember right, seeing who our biggest issue on the island is going to be.
Yeah. Well, first, the one before that was, where's my oath bow? And then, and then about a week later. Oh no, that was as we had 2 weeks to arrive at our location. So the first one was the first one before that was what major problems will we encounter on the island, and that's when we were shown Kelvin. So
The answers
no,
for
we never asked where's Katya. Now that being said, the boon of knowledge should not already be recharged.
On my end, it is.
Let me pull it back up. So we had 2 weeks to arrive at Derax. You used the boon shortly after we began our travel, and then Asta used it a week later. At the end of the day, where Asta asks her question, the island of Derax comes into view in the distance. So we haven't been here a week yet.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot earlier. Because I thought there was some
Oh.
travel time.
Yeah. She asked her. We had to. It was going to take us about 2 weeks to arrive, and it seems we arrived a little bit sooner than we thought, because
Okay.
pretty much the day the boon recharged, Asa asked a silly question, got a silly answer, and then at the end of that day, we arrived at Derax.
Okay, how many days is it?
Let's see, we stayed. Now I have to do some looking here. We stayed the night there in Zarata, and then we arrived at
I thought we
Oxenford.
stayed 2 days at Zerata.
We stayed the one night at the Passion Fruit. We went to Oxenford the next day and got there at night or close to evening.
Got her stay in the dirty hole.
So that was night 2. Or that would have been about 1 day later. That's 1 day. I think that's the night where I went and broke in. So it was a whole lot happened in like one night. The following day, we went asking about Katya, and Kelvin tracked us down. Then we got information about the world from like the bazaar and at a library. Went back to the dirty hole for one more night. Then we traveled to Australia. So that's 3 days. And then this is the 4th night. So we've been here about 4 days, roughly.
Wow, I was really off. My bad.
Yeah, we've got 3 more days before we can ask exactly where is Katya.
Be gone.
But by the time we get to Oxenford tomorrow evening, it'll be about 5 days.
Well, still, now we've got the question to ask when we have it.
Right.
Yeah.
So are we gonna go there and just follow him home, break into his house, and steal him away into the night, or we gonna try and set up this warehouse business? Because I guarantee you, by the time we get figure out where he actually lives, get a warehouse in the area, and get ready to kidnap him, we'll have our question back.
I mean, just because we know where Katya is doesn't mean we can get to her easy.
True. So we may end up questioning him either way.
Yeah. And if we know where Katya is, then that can help us deal with Malachi. Because
that is true. So yeah,
what if Katya is trapped in some kind of object that Kelvin has on his person at all time? If we get Malachi and tell him in this hypothetical scenario, we know where Katya is, where she is on Calvin's person, we could get Malachi's help for all this.
Right. So pretty much we're going to take our time setting up so that when we do bring him in for questioning, we actually have the information we need to be able to ask the questions we need.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see your line of thinking now.
Yeah. I over-prep so that when shit does hit the fan in the improv, well, at least I can say we tried.
We're going to have a warehouse fight.
And, hey, we may actually have a use for the warehouse later on.
A base of operations.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So, I guess we need to decide who we're bringing back with us then to Oxford. Probably Oliver if he's going to acquire a warehouse. But also, we would have to figure out. We still need to follow Malachi either way and find out where he lives so we can get something kind of close by.
Excuse me.
Okay, let me rewrite our plan here. Return to Oxenford.
Sorry about making everything so much more difficult than it needs to be.
Oh, it
I just
happens,
want to make sure
dude.
we had the plan straight.
Instead of having it gay.
Yes.
So, oh, you want so right now you know that you want to have Oliver to acquire a warehouse.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you guys have?
Anything else we want to have what?
Like done in preparation. Sorry, my brain was thinking and it was not thinking good.
Anyone got anything they want to throw in? I don't want this to be only my idea. I want you guys to.
I helped.
Yeah. You.
And I don't really have anything to add. I'm good with the plan. I can't really think of
Okay.
anything else that needs.
Valinar's pretty much going to be there to see if there's any magical effects that are affecting his mind.
Or just automatically dispel any possible effects that's going on with them.
Yeah. Ew, dust. Gross.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that you guys would most likely want to accomplish just kind of off the top of my head.
I mean, depending on how setting up businesses and all that work in Oxford, that process alone could take a couple of days at least. I'm sure they have some procedure for it.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying that this could take
Mhm.
like a week, is my thinking.
Good thing it's not like not Texas government, but like, U.S. government where you might be waiting a few weeks before you can start using your warehouse because we have to go in and we have to make sure it's up to standard and fire code and legal rights. We need to know your blood type and your social security number and you had to sacrifice your firstborn son and
Yeah, for
every
real.
Abraham, is
hurdle.
that you?
Who?
Abraham. You're supposed to sacrifice your firstborn
Oh
son.
yeah.
Wasn't expecting Christian lore tonight.
I was like, is this some friend of y'all's that I don't know about?
Friend.
Bruh.
Well, there's a key difference between what God would have Abraham do and what our government would have us do, and that is our government would be like, yeah, sacrifice your son. We weren't joking. What you thought we were going to stop you? Oh, now that you've killed your son, we're gonna have to take you into custody. You don't get to use your warehouse.
Also, $3 million dollars worth of taxes for just owning the warehouse now.
Yeah.
from the other house. Another 5 million and a fine for killing your son.
Well, that sounds horrible.
I just wanted to throw rave parties. Wasn't worth that. Voice broke.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah. It will take a little bit of time for sure to get all of these things done. But it's not, excuse me. It's not like what you guys are wanting to accomplish is impossible. Excuse me. It is just a matter of time, really. So, and you guys are willing to, put in the time and stuff. So it's not like it's not like you're really going to be hurting, for that. So,
We're playing the long con here.
mm-hmm. So the question that they would pose, Faye and Oliver, they would kind of be like, so with acquiring a warehouse, how do you propose to do that? Are we buying outright, or are we just using an abandoned one, or are we just... Because I don't think I heard that bit. Because it's not free to get a warehouse.
Yeah.
If you can acquire an abandoned one, then why spend money we don't need to?
Yeah. Just enough money to grease some palms if need be, if anyone actually finds out.
Yeah. On the other hand, though, if we do just buy or pay for one, we don't really have run that risk, because then they would show up and go, "Yeah, we own the place. Bob in the back just dropped a crate on his foot. Is all you heard." All they heard.
I mean...
Still calls to mind the idea of having a de facto base of operations right there in Oxenford from whence we can commit our searching and other such operations while we're here.
Nefarious deeds.
Nefarious, air quotes.
How much would a warehouse run?
Are you talking building or buying prior established?
What's cheaper? Probably buying prior established, correct?
Oh yeah. New
So
construction is always expensive.
what the...
Even better, if we could acquire the land, a plot of land, we could build our own with magic.
Not enough time.
Yeah, that takes a while. But I mean, also still would be having one built for us. So probably gonna be a pre-established one.
I mean, yeah. There's pros and there's... So, in all honesty, buying,
There's no way to just rent a space, maybe.
I mean, you could, but you're looking at...
If it's a monthly fee, we don't plan on being here for a month.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. You guys are smart enough to understand this, like as characters. You almost definitely want to uh either rent or
Specify the as character part.
I'm sorry, what?
He had to specify we're smart as characters.
Yeah, fair.
and then it took you almost 2 minutes to realize that I said that. So, you proved my point. So thank you. And but no, so it's going to be cheaper to, well, I mean, it may be more expensive to like buy a pre-existing one or to even rent depending on how long. But it will be less suspicious than a warehouse just going up with no real business associated with it or anything like that. So that's kind of where you're at. Oh, ow.
Crack something?
Yeah.
My
So
spine.
you want you're going to want a space that is going to be non-suspicious that you can question him in without really being, observed. That may be a warehouse, that may be, in an alleyway. It doesn't, as long as you can get away with it, it's not too important.
We should get a hotel room for the night.
I mean, you could do a hotel room. What was that, Rona?
Or in the comfort of his own home.
You could. I mean, as long as you.
The original plan.
I mean, you guys were the ones that kept bringing up like a warehouse. Are you guys wanting to? If you guys do that, you could have Faye and her gang basically delay or belay, however it's said, Malachi. Like running interference so that you guys have as much time with him as you could possibly need. Or something along those lines.
Could we kidnap him?
I mean, if
Yes.
if you're interrogating him in his own home, you wouldn't need to kidnap him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that?
You can still tie him to a chair in his own home, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we don't know if your little slip of information is going to stay that way.
One way to find out.
We can whack him with a trunk.
There are so many different ways to go about this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think it's
Decision paralysis.
I think it's cheaper to just ambush him in his own house. But it also depends on what he's got going on there. Regardless, whether we kidnap him or just interrogate him in his house, we have to contend with whatever security measures may be in place.
I mean, you guys can also do, some scouting as well when you get back.
As well.
Yeah. So, and I will say, like, you guys also know that, like, just from your previous time in, Oxenford, there wasn't like a ton of like security. There were people who acted like as like guard, but they looked to be a lot more like private guards, if that makes sense.
We send in the sacrificial children as scouts.
What children?
What?
I just remember we were talking about sacrificing children earlier.
Oh, right. So we're gonna send in the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I must have disassociated for a minute there then, because I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
The only quote children unquote that we know is not a child at all, but a what is he, a halfling?
Yeah, and he was the mayor of Zeraton.
Yeah, let's kidnap him and have him do our dirty work.
Yeah, that'll go over as great as a wet fart in church.
So what we need to do is we need to brainwash him.
Would that be a holy shit?
We need to
I
brainwash and make
I
him
about
do
it.
our bidding.
I about asked a question that could have ended the session for the night, and I was like, I'm gonna shut up.
No, serious.
I will say it after stream.
Oh, one of those kind of questions.
Oh no, I mean I'd be willing to say it on stream. It's just not very sensitive.
You could also just DM it or put it in the Discord.
Has never stopped you before.
Yes, it has.
Either way,
Yeah.
the whole point of setting up a warehouse and all that was buying us some time to be able to ask our boon of knowledge more about Katya's whereabouts before we go kidnapping Malachi.
Hold on
I
a
mean, I
second.
suppose
What
there's-
was it? What was it you just said a minute ago, Denock? About you were all but cursing?
He was cursing the lives of the sacrificial children.
No, he was all
What?
but cursing, I said.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Me neither.
Oh, they'll go over about as well as a wet fart in church.
Oh, right.
In response to kidnapping the mayor of Zarata.
Yeah.
and
Anyway.
bringing him here.
Okay. I made a note to myself so that I could remember to tell you guys when we're done. So
my brain is frying. I don't even know what's going on. What?
Yep. Back to D&D. So, I mean, you guys have the skills and the ability to scout without us needing to spend time RPing it. Because the security is not super high. So, we are going to kind of hand wave a little bit of time.
Okay. How long
Um,
so I can make some adjustments?
that is a great question. Give me a moment.
Because it's gonna take us at least a day, if not a day and a half, to get back to Oxenford, unless we hitch a ride.
Mm-hmm.
If we hitch a ride, we could be there like by evening tomorrow.
But also that means that the people from Australia are now known to be in Oxenford, and with as much ripping and tearing as they do.
Oh no, we're just bringing Oliver, right?
How do we?
No, we.
Oh, you're talking about Laputa.
I was.
That's the only way we can get there quickly.
That is
without
also an
being
option.
known.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is, if we're using any of the rides that the Australians have,
They'll know we're coming.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There's also the benefit of Denock's keen mind plus teleport, We could be there instantly at any point.
There is also that. But that requires
Sleep.
that too. But that also requires some rather intimate knowledge of a location and insane luck that the rooms that we rented are still empty currently.
Well, we got some surprise guests when
So
we show up.
unless I try to go for that alleyway that we had that one-on-one with Kelvin in,
Right. And that might be pushing it.
so yeah,
Or, we were outside the city at some point. Could just warp us back there.
I forgot
sure,
about that
in
one.
the full view of the entire.
Outside the city. Outside the city.
Oh,
We walked
right, 'cause
out of
she's
the
a
city
dwarf. That's the
at
reason
one
why I
point
didn't do that.
to head towards Australia. There was also points where we were walking in with all the stumps everywhere.
So, as I was saying a moment ago, though, you guys are capable enough to know and scout out that, because this will help make your decision. Because you said it's like a day and a half to get back, right?
Give or take.
Yeah.
Between
So
I mean, you're the one who knows the distances.
yeah, I know,
Well,
but I was
well,
going off of what he told me.
Well, we walked to the edge of the desert and then kind of rested for the night, and then we wandered through the desert all the way to Australia, which took us till a second night. So it's actually more like 2 days if you
Okay.
factor in the desert travel. But if we just take the Laputa straight from here to there, it'd be like a day.
Mm-hmm.
Have we could teleport to the Laputa and then have it drop us off.
I would also say that you could probably do the journey in like a day and a half by making use of the spares and stuff, all the different rides, and basically what you would do, or what they would encourage you to do. Obviously, you can choose to ignore them, but this is what they will do. Is they will ride their bikes and things to the edge of the desert, and they'll leave them there in a hidden location that they are not going to tell you about at the moment. And then they will walk the rest of the way. And that would get you across the desert in about a half a day, and then you would spend the next 24 hours roughly traveling and sleeping and getting to the city, and then you would be there that evening to scout.
Back at it. Yep. I like that idea. Whatever can get us there at an evening time, the quickest. So we can start making our preparations. But we also need to have our finalized plan. Like, what are we actually going to do? Are we actually doing a warehouse? Or are we just gonna waylay him inside his own house? We're gonna get a tavern room.
Okay, here's my reason for the warehouse. I'm ignoring Rip's little goof.
Right. We're going to pretend like we don't know that it's going to be super simple.
Well, also, now that
I
you said that,
I would also assume that you would want to scout Malachi before like going to buy or even rent a warehouse.
Yeah. So we can get one that's kind of near his location. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I was thinking no matter where he lives, we get a warehouse. Because we don't want to be too close to him, because that's the first place they're going to look.
So just pick a random warehouse that's available and see what happens.
Kind of. Yeah. Because
It's really hard to track us back to our location if we don't know where our location is.
Question:
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Dinak know the mansion spell?
Mordecai's mansion.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Could we just question him in there?
Could, but that is also my both the mansion and teleport are my 7th level spells.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And there's no upcasting either.
Although, when you mention it like
Are
that,
you incapable of casting them at a higher level, or
On D&D Beyond, neither show up in my 8th level spells.
that's weird, and that's that's some bullshit on D&D Beyond. I have always ruled that you can spend a higher level spell slot to cast the lower level spell. There is just no added benefit. Because that's been a thing since the very beginning. Because like that's been a question that Valinar has had when it comes to sending.
But here's my other thing. If I upcast anything, that is now 7th and 8th level spells wasted.
But we're doing it at night. And honestly, I think you feel more welcome in a mansion than in a dusty old warehouse.
We also don't know if he's going to have a panic button. Look, I'm sorry. I'm just overly cautious about this kind of shit. I'll shut up.
No, you're fine, dude. It's just something that you guys are talking about and processing out.
I think we rush in with no plan.
Go ahead. Tell us how that works.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay, bye.
We're gonna finish up with our conversation. He's gonna be walking in with Malachi in one hand. It's like, I got him.
At the rate
you
we
guys
make
spent
plans.
4 days planning. I walked there, grabbed it myself, and came back.
Walks in, I'm borrowing this. Hey, you're not I'm borrowing this. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna suck it up and just say, okay, 7th and 8th level spells gone.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna shut up on that one.
So we're
I mean,
good.
honestly, the way that you can do this then is you can walk in, grab him, teleport to the Laputa, and then cast Magnificent Mansion there.
If we're on the Laputa, why would we?
Why would we use the mansion when I could just private sanctum the room, but there's no
Because teleport requires a willing creature.
Oh yeah.
There's the rub. If he's not willing to go, hence why we pretty much had to
Hold
abduct him.
up. Let me check something.
Although if they're unwilling, isn't there some kind of a saving throw they could do to prevent being teleported?
No, I just don't.
Guys,
what?
There's a lower level spell that doesn't require willing. Circle.
Teleports. Oh,
Teleportation
Guess what we've got?
Does not require willing participant.
Oh.
But that does take
Any creature that enters the portal instantly appears within 5 feet of the destination circle or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied.
But that does require some extra time.
1 minute of casting.
Right, whereas teleport is 6 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one action.
Yes, but if we do this right, he'll be asleep.
True.
Also, if we extract him to the warehouse and then teleport from there, then the
Okay.
trail goes utterly cold.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So, now with that in mind, my thinking is get the warehouse, have Tim and D be scouting, be tracking, be
Mhm.
memorizing any guard rotation anywhere near the Malachi's home and the route there. So that whatever we choose to do the day of, we do whatever we want.
Right.
Whether it's just, oh, there's no guards anywhere near him right now while he's walking by this convenient alley. Yoink. Or, oh, there's absolutely no chance for us to grab him on the way home. He's at home. He hasn't had guards this entire week. There's
Perfect.
no guards between his home and the mansion and the warehouse. Yoink. And then
Yeah,
however we get
yoink
him,
from
we
anywhere.
take him to the warehouse. We teleport circle to the Laputa. We throw up the private sanctum, and we start explaining to him why we're doing this, and from
But
there.
we could just lock him up and pretty much corner him in his bedroom and be like, "Hey, so we want to talk about your daughter."
I mean,
I mean,
that is another
if you-
option, because if you can private sanctum, that blocks sound, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Can't
private-
pass through. Barrier
If
is
you-
awarded.
yeah, if you can get in when
Divination
he's
can't
like
see through.
asleep,
Mhm.
if you can get
I
in
can
when
get in
he
while
like
he's
falls
asleep.
asleep, D-Knock gets in there while he's asleep, he could cast private sanctum before you guys even wake him up.
Or teleport.
And it
Just
does
another
last-
option.
It does last 24 hours until
Dismissed. Or
Although I have a hard time imagining him fighting back against being restrained by someone like Yetz or Tim. Just saying.
I don't think Yet would go in the mansion until you know-
Until we've got things secured, yeah.
knees need breaking.
yeah. So that being said, I'll give you guys a little bit of additional information. While Oliver looks for like a warehouse that would be convenient, because you guys would be able to get this information like in one night, right? Or at least a little bit of information. So
So, can I assume we're fast forwarding one day?
yes, one day on day 2, evening of day 2.
Okay.
You guys notice. So your scout, those of you who are scouting, notice that Malachi will, when he heads home, it is still daylight out, so it's like kind of early evening. And he does take a very public route home. It's not like he never crosses any alleyways, so there are alleyways that he passes by. But for the most part, the street that he walks is relatively populated most of the time. And you would see that when he gets home, there is a singular guard posted at the front door.
Okay.
That he, greets and waves to, has a very brief, polite conversation with. And then enters the home and disappears inside for the evening. The guard stays outside until Calvin gets home, at which point the guard leaves. He's dismissed for the night.
So Kelvin lives with him.
Mm-hmm. But it's like
There it
2
is.
it's like 2 hours later when Calvin arrives.
So we would have to extract him from his house for sure.
So yeah, Calvin arrives home about 2 hours later, dismisses the guard, and the guard goes home. The
Oops. Shit.
what was the next word I was going to say? You would know that during the time that Malachi is by himself, he basically does what a normal fucking guy would do. He fixes himself dinner, he eats, he probably reads a book or a little bit, or balances, or does like a checkbook balance kind of a thing, managing his business. And then he showers and goes to sleep. Usually by the
Showers.
before.
Whoa, that's new. For those
okay.
of us who don't come from a background where that is available.
Okay, so being one of the richer individuals on the island, he does have the luxury of being able to take basically daily baths or showers, because you can modify that with a bucket. So
yeah,
that's what he does. It's you would know that he tends to take his bath and or shower to correspond with timing wise, to be done with that about the time Malachi is getting home.
Kelvin.
Yep, Kelvin. That's what I said. Yeah, like he's done getting out, being dried out, dried off, kind of robe kind of attire, in loungewear. Calvin and Malachi might have a brief conversation. I will say on the first night they don't. They kind of just good day, good night, see you in the morning.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Do
guard is
you?
there until Kelvin arrives?
Yep.
So
Do you stay and observe all night? That's the key question I have here.
Tim will.
Yeah, let Tim do it. Dee has to sleep. She can't be up all night every night.
Okay. And does Tim sleep outside of the house, or sorry, not sleep? Observe from the outside of the house.
He will probe.
Oh, I do. The 23rd of this month.
Like sticking his head in and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a stealth check for Tim for me, then, please.
That's just going to be a straight dex.
Hmm.
7. Are you happy with that result?
She's so annoying. Like, I don't know where the phone case is. She's like,
Not really.
I like to whisper too.
Yeah, Blinds, we hear you.
Sorry.
whisper.
I really don't feel like this is worth a one of our very few re-rolls for.
Okay.
Because again, Tim is immaterial.
Mm-hmm. He exists within the ethereal plane. Yep.
And that's also kind of what these first few nights are for.
Yes.
to pro defenses, see what sensing they have there.
Yeah. And remind me, are you capable of seeing through Tim, or is it just Tim? I can't remember. It's been a while.
One second.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
All right, let's. I mentally command. And we've
Okay.
also kind of ruled it that we can mentally communicate back and forth somewhat.
Yeah, it's like simple communication and understanding. Okay. Have Tim make an insight check for me.
He does not have that either. Thankfully, he's got a +3 to this one. 11. Ugh.
I saw the natural 20. It winked at me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say. So we're gonna do a little bit of fast forwarding here, okay? So the first night, Tim kind of notices that Calvin's actions after he gets home and stuff and goes to bed, or gets ready for bed, are kind of stiff, like they're forced. He also notices that Calvin doesn't sleep that night. The second night,
What does
So-
he do? Does he just lay in bed? Does he sit and read?
Second night. Well, let me make
Oh.
some notes then.
Calvin, for the most part, continues to do additional, like, if there is more work that needs to be done, like in terms of like the books and stuff like that for the company, he will do those. Otherwise, that night he stayed up reading.
Doesn't sleep.
He didn't sleep that night, correct? And this is the first night. Second night, same thing kind of happens. Malachi gets home after taking a somewhat popular route. It is like the same route, by the way. It's not like there might be a slight detour if he stops and talks to somebody who's like standing just off of his route, but it's not like oh, he's going a completely different way today. No, it's like oh, instead of going straight down to Berry Street, he stops at Logan Street and talks with, Timothy for 5 minutes before heading the rest of the way down the street to Berry. It's kind of like that. The guard, again, they have the guards and everything. They stay, has brief conversation, goes inside, makes dinner, does some work, reads a book. Excuse me. Showers, goes to bed. Calvin comes, guard goes home. They have a brief exchange of words. Nothing out of the, kind of the same, almost identical to the night before. And on the second night, Calvin does not sleep.
He doesn't sleep again?
Correct.
Huh.
You don't
Oh no.
notice any weird, like Tim doesn't pick up on any kind of like bags under the eyes or anything like that, and you guys don't see any of that from the far. He doesn't look to be exhausted, and Tim picks up on body language on the second night, poking his head in and out of the house of what appears to be annoyance.
He's annoyed by something.
Mm-hmm. By the end of that day, I would also say Oliver would be like, these are like, he would basically he would basically be able to say like, there are 3 warehouses currently available around here. So we kind of have to choose from those if you have anything, any particular back up here, anything particular that you want in a warehouse, that'll help him limit it. But if you're just wanting space, he's like, there are 3.
I think space would just be better because we're planning to dip.
Okay, so he will start tracking down some leads on the cheapest one, or the most convenient, I'll say.
Yeah, convenient would probably work better.
And he in like he'll spend the next couple of days doing that. So far, for Rona's notes purposes, we're 3 days have passed since you guys have had that like meeting with Faye. Like you guys left, traveled for yep. Well, you guys would have had one night in between Estrella and Oxenford. Then you would have had one night in Oxenford, or that night in Oxenford. So that was day 2 technically, okay. And then that was night 2, which would have been day 3. So you're going into day 4.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Which should be the 7th day, if I'm following, or if my brain's not.
How many when you? Oh, okay. So the next morning, you guys will have the orb.
Yeah.
After that night of Tim noticing the irritation. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you guys wanted to use the orb, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What was the question?
Where is Katya? Is what we want, right?
Where is Catherine Swift? Be very specific. Otherwise, because we have found that there are other Swifts and there are other Catherines.
Where is our friend Catherine Swift?
There you go.
I don't think I have ever monkey pawed you guys with the orb.
No,
just to be safe, though.
Or if I have, it was a joke, and I still allowed you to, get the right stuff. But,
yeah, but it doesn't hurt to.
No, absolutely not. It absolutely not. It's a good habit to have,
especially whenever we're getting free questions with something higher, with something around the same level as gods.
Yeah,
it's powered by the goddess of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect question.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Now.
There. So yeah, so your orb, you have your typical, your normal vision of like these clouds being pulled and you being pulled out, the city expanding past, and everything becoming so small. And your vision of pulling out from where you currently are doesn't stop. It keeps going. And eventually, you see Mundus, this planet in a void of black. And your vision continues to pull out and out. This orb, this massive planet becoming smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller till eventually it's practically invisible. And yet the vision that you have in the orb still feels as though you're pulling out and out and out and out.
Oh, for the love of God.
And eventually your vision ends.
Oh.
The sense that you get, your friend, Catherine Swift, is not on the material plane.
That would explain so much.
Yeah. Did she get like? Did she take the wrong card from the deck and things?
I was wondering if she made any money under the wrong person.
Or she's just so far away from Mundus that she cannot be located by said boon of knowledge.
Keep in mind, the vision that the boon of knowledge presents you with is limited. It is time limited. And yes, it travels at a rapid speed.
So far from here, we're never going to get her back.
So, like, to translate a little bit, because Denock is very, very smart and his arcana is fucking high. It basically, he is not on the material plane. He is on a different plane of existence. Whatever plane that may be.
I mean, the astral plane is technically not the material plane.
The astral plane is its own dimension, and it works as a in-between of planes. So, the way that I tend to run my games is every plane of existence is kind of like its own little planet, and all of those planes and planets are within and exist within the astral plane or the astral sea. And that astral sea or plane is basically our equivalent of space.
Yeah. Oh, so the next planet over must be Mars. Where the demons live, right?
No, I believe the material plane is sandwiched in between the Fey realm and the Shadowfell. Like lore wise, like actual D&D lore wise, I believe
So
there's
we're not going to see Doomslayer anytime soon. Is what Rona was going for.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to go further out than that for that, but yeah. So, yeah, the hells are located in their own area. So yeah,
Planet Hell.
That's what you learn from the boon of knowledge.
Well, that felt like a waste of time. So we know.
Well, at least we know she's not, like I said, trapped in a gem that Kelvin keeps on his person.
She could be if it's a pocket dimension of sorts that technically links to a world beyond the pocket or the material plane. But
That wouldn't be a pocket dimension then.
It is if she's in his pocket.
No.
It also means that Kelvin is not Katya.
Right. But it definitely seems as though he replaced her based on the official records we hold. Now, the real question is how and why does it seem like Malachi knows something about it just based on
that's what we're going to find out.
Minor insight. Yep. Now it's time to question him. Okay, we know your daughter is not on this plane of existence. tell us more. But we got to get to him first. Now, based on observation, it seems he has a pretty routine day. Um, but there's always somebody he's always under observation by somebody. There's a guard out front, or after Kelvin arrives, the guard leaves. And when Kelvin's there, he doesn't sleep. So there's no way to break and enter without being spotted unless we find a way to distract the guard during the 2-hour window of opportunity.
So I will also phrase. Oh, I guess I should have clarified on this too. The Swift household is kind of like a minor estate.
Okay.
The guard is out front of the front door, and it is the only guard posted on the premises, including interior. There is no guards on the inside. But the house, or this minor estate, is like it's not quite like a mansion. So like mansions are like 15 bedroom, houses, basically.
Huge.
This is like a minor estate, so this would be like a 7-ish bedroom house.
If anyone
Is-
reacts
Okay.
to that, I will slap them in real life. I will go to your house and I will slap you.
What?
Okay. So it has about 6 or 7.
Right.
bedrooms. And
Right,
a single
and
guard, which means there are
Yeah.
places we can get in undetected.
Correct. It's not a little house. He has one of the when he spends his time reading either one of them, they are in like a full-blown fucking library that's
Okay.
that's like it's not like they're reading the same book, passing it back and forth that has been read 1,000 times. Like, no, they're reading new books and shit like that all the time. Like, they have their own library, they each have their own office, they each have their own bedroom, and you can tell that one bedroom, I'll give you this because you have fucking Tim, one bedroom has been preserved in a way, or in a sense, it is, it would have been like it would be the master bedroom from when Malachi was married and he had his spouse, and that bedroom would still look like, sorry, let me rephrase, that bedroom would look like it is expecting a married couple to come walking in through the doors at any moment.
So he's left it as is.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that has
That's
been
sad.
done, the only thing that has been done to the room has been like cleaning. Like things are being cleaned and dusted, but in terms of like possessions and belongings and shit like that, they are fucking untouched. And he sleeps in a he sleeps in a room away from that, kind of down the hall, and he's got a different wardrobe in that room as well. It's not like he goes to that room to
Anything other than clean.
yeah. Well, he doesn't do the cleaning. At least you don't see him clean.
Right.
Your best guess is, based off of deduction, there's a housemaid. They don't live there, most likely, but they come and go during the day, based off of your deductions.
So all that being said, the bedroom that he typically stays at, is it? I know this has to be a multi-storied. building,
It's
right?
probably a 4-story house.
Okay, and on which floor does he reside?
Malachi?
Yeah. Where does he usually hole up?
Malachi would be on the 4th floor,
Figures.
which is
I mean,
also
that's
where the master bedroom would have been located as well.
Okay.
And
That's what it
where is Kelvin?
Kelvin rotates primarily between the 1st and the 2nd floor. The 2nd floor is where the library is. and then the first floor is kind of like where the den is and where like the offices are located, in addition to like kitchen, dining room, that kind of a thing.
Okay, because I'm looking at this like, what's the best way to get in? Best way to get in would be to spider climb up to the 4th floor and come in through the preserved bedroom, and then meet Malachi in his room. However, he's not typically in his room until for the night until Kelvin is already there.
So is the
And
house um the house's temperature kept in kelvins?
No, they're absolutely a Celsius family.
Ah,
Heathens.
What? Julius built it.
What? Anyways,
I might have fucked up the name, but anyway.
jotting some things down here real quick.
So, are there any locations that one of us could sit it and hide in?
Well, I'm looking at it like getting in isn't the hard part. The hard part is extracting Malachi from there without being spotted. Obviously, you can't go out to the front door with a guard there. If there's a back door, you could probably manage that before Kelvin arrives.
I have a feeling there's probably some sort of ward or magical defense around it, because it seems really weird and extremely convenient if there's only one guard.
Right, and he's by the front door. I guess he never
Yeah.
just doesn't expect anybody to break into the 4th floor.
You do know that you guys know, because it's been stated, that Malachi has 0 magic.
Yeah.
And we've seen instances of Kelvin. He has some kind of tracking spell at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So like I said, getting in would be easy. If we get in there, into the preserved room that seems like nobody touches it, like, at least Tim and Dee could hang out in there until Malachi heads to bed. But getting him back out is going to be getting Malachi out of the building is going to be the hard part, because like we can't sneak Deanoch up there
Why not?
unless Deanoch knows how to fly. Oh wait, we have Tim. Fuck.
Also, isn't spider climb on touch?
Well, the thing about spider climb is it's a single target.
You have a
It
yet.
is that. We have a yet?
Yeah. He could literally act like a spider elevator and just walk you guys up the building to the window.
Or Tim could fly everybody up there.
I'm just saying, you guys
So
have avenues of
we wouldn't need Tim there. I mean, not Tim. We wouldn't need yet there. We primarily need somebody who can unlock doors.
Mhm.
So that's me.
Mhm.
Tim for scouting and or transportation, and
Mhm.
Deanoch to pretty much be willing to warp the guy. However, or at least do the conversation. But if we're going to kidnap him, we pretty much had to be able to like threaten his life and be like, work with us willingly and you won't come to harm. Get him out through the window. The same way we came in. Because if we do all of our operations on the 4th floor, then I suppose we do have a way to get him out of there without Kelvin finding out.
Hmm.
One thing that is popping to my brain
Hmm.
is, could we could you dress like some kind of basic ass robber thief and sneak in to see if there's any detection ward?
Why would I dress like a common thief when I'm always dressed like a stylish common thief?
Because if you're caught, then you can just pretend, oh, I'm just some scrub, and you're not,
So
instantly giving us away.
I could probably work on I could probably take the acolyte outfit I've got and make some modifications to it. Make it look and wear that instead of my typical armor.
Make sure your face is entirely covered.
She pulls up her bandana. Or what is it called? A gaiter? Goiter? I'll get you the official terminology. No, not a goiter. Yeah, it's called a gaiter.
No, them things got big old teeth, and they. Anyway,
It's
forgive
a
me,
neck
I'm
gaiter.
stupid.
It goes over your face. It's a bandit thing. She's got
That's
one. She used it for crossing the desert.
so.
Pretty much, I would be. It's like break and enter on the 4th floor, anyways, to
Mhm.
test that area and see if our path from the preserved bedroom to Malachi's bedroom is traversable. Is what you're saying?
Well, not only that, but to make sure that there's no, like I said, detection wards anywhere on the property.
Okay. Then I guess I've got a 2-hour window to try and scout out the place without being spotted.
Because, okay, here's my thing. If we go in and are immediately made because we physically are there,
Okay.
I'm just worried about that.
Then here's the plan. Dee will not be going in alone. Using the power of Tim as a disappearing elevator, Dee can break and enter alongside Asta for increased stealth abilities, using invisibility on both of them to scope out the entire area, pretty much very much unnoticed by even Malachi for a couple of hour period to see if
I
there's
mean, we
any
don't
kind
even
of
have to do it
wards.
while Malachi's there. I'm just
That's also possible. Yeah.
we're casing the place not just through Tim, but also physically through.
Okay. So there's likely to be a guard station out front during the day too, but if there's nobody
How,
home, that makes it even better.
yeah, and how serious is the guard at his job? Is he literally just standing around like or is he, going around the estate?
Based on our observations, he just hangs out by the front door.
When the guard got off, did he like go to his separate home, or did he have like a small little home on the property
He left the
he
property.
stayed at?
He fully leaves.
That's it.
Yeah, he leaves the property. He doesn't live far away. I'll give you that. It's easy enough to tail him, but he's um
So what you're saying is you need a penetration test.
Mm,
UNC?
That's official terminology. I'm not making a joke here.
No, because I know that you specifically went for that because yes, it is how it is the actual word, but it's also a double entendre.
Okay, well, I was being serious. You want me to go inside during the day when nobody's there and make sure the place doesn't have any kind of magical defensive wards, even though these Arcana is crap. And
Well,
so
I'm just
pretty much go around and see if I can triple arms and put the place on high security, and so we can't get in at all.
Maybe we need an ability that lets us set off all the traps in a designated location.
yeah.
It's called Yets. All he has to do is charge to the front door.
anyway. I'm not saying do it the day we're gonna.
Right.
I'm saying make it look like it's just a simple break-in.
Well, then it would be a simple break-in. I will break in probably midday.
Take a few knickknacks.
I wouldn't take. Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't take anything, but I don't want to get I don't want to give
Keep-
ourselves away before the big night.
Keep in mind if you're taking anything, he has that tracking spell.
Right. So I don't want to give us away right, first thing. This is very important for the sake of gathering information. I will bite my tongue and keep my hands to myself other than checking around to see if there's any obvious defensive magical reasons why. Yes, I will make sure that the place is easily enough for us to get into and get Malachi out without raising suspicion. Although if we steal him out of the shower,
Not sure I want to see that.
I don't think anybody wants to see that, but he'll be completely unarmed, defenseless, and what's his face? Kelvin won't already be there. Okay. So then, this is the day. So I'm gonna say like
That way, at night, when after we do this, we can see if Kelvin has any reaction. Like if he goes to any of the
Yeah.
locations where you went, or if he.
right. So I'm gonna say that the room of knowledge was used in the morning, and we found out. Okay, Katya's not around here. You propose this idea as like, here's your mission for today, and then Tim and I are going to set out to do that. That being said,
It is midnight.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll have to pick this up another time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
sure will.
sorry.
It's okay. I
It happens.
understand your need for caution, considering things have gone pretty bad in the past.
What?
And if we fuck this up, our chances of finding out what's actually going on go down significantly.
I have a plan. Believe it or not, I have a plan.
Famous last words.
Depending on how you guys decide to tackle it, I may have to change said plan, but I have a plan. And believe it or not, it is written down and somewhat planned out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all I got. Yeah, because I'm starting to fade, and I don't know what to say. So we'll pick it back up here next time. Yeah, I don't know when that'll be. In all honesty, it's been the schedules have been fucking crazy lately.
Mhm.
So, anywho,
Are
you
we
guys have a
streaming next session?
huh?
Are we streaming next week's session? Or is it pretty much just going to be experimental? Let's figure out how to use this software.
Yes, next week will be experimental. Fuck around, find out kind of a thing. We ain't gonna be
I love
doing
that.
that live. We won't be doing it live because it's just it'll be a lot easier that way. And then once we have a relatively decent feeling or grasp on it, then we may go into being live.
Ooh, I'm excited.
It probably won't be that night, but like the following time we do it. So.
Okay.
Yep. So
I is
anyway,
excited.
you guys have a good night. We'll see you guys all in the next one, and have a happy Mother's Day.
All right.
Night
yes.
all.
Yeah.
Night, y'all.
Good night. Enjoy your
Night.
weekend, guys.
Night all.
Good night.